cause y'all know what it is.
CNN Trap News Network.
I was with Rich Rapper.
I Networx with you.
What's the deal, y'all? Rich Rapper tapping in 10 and Trap News Network. Back in the same, like cracking the same here at 10. And excuse me. Damn, Trap News Network. News you can use. Knowledge you ain't finna get nobody's college. Hit us with a like, with a comment, with a good subscribe for everything we got going on here at TNN Trap News Network. We finna take over to Byron Blake, where Seti Nash is getting some heat thrown at him for his involvement in BG being arrested. I'm not sure what's going on in this, man. Let's get into it. Let's go.
Anna over this weekend. I'm not sure if it's true or not, but what I can tell you is that a lot of the information that's being put on the internet is being sensationalized because people want you to click on a video. They could say BG was arrested, we don't know what's going on, but to do that would be to not be the first person, with all of the details. And that's what most of these guys go for. They don't even care if they're giving y'all the accurate information or not. They just want to be the first person to say it. And the only way y'all gonna know they was first is if y'all watch the video. So they go out of their way to give y'all this bogus information. Today we're gonna be taking a look at some of this bogus information. And then I'm gonna give y'all
So I wonder if they're saying that Seti Nash is out here giving out bogus information. I wonder if that's what
the real rundown, and we'll take it from there. I know y'all hate to hear this dude's voice, but I gotta use the clip just a little tiny bit. So we ain't even gonna waste no more time. We gonna get into it so we can get past it. Y'all know what is going on, man. Let's do it.
Hey, yeah, that boy Cali, man, that's our cousin. That's Louisiana. I know the boot like the back of my hand. And one thing I can tell you is this. He's screwed. Realistically, if he's lucky, they get like a year or so. But he's facing 5 to 10 years. Repeat offender, all of these things. Louisiana, the boot is not somewhere where you want to get caught for any type of drug possession. See, he had that sugar boogie. BG performed at a club out there in Slidell. BG driving on the wrong side of the road in Slidell gets himself pulled over in Slidell, gets caught with that goddamn white girl in Slidell. The reason why you're not seeing his name pop up for people who are looking for him is Slidell has its own jail. So that's number one. Number two, it was picked up by the sheriffs and not the police. So you're not going to see BG pop up until tomorrow.
Yes, I left those comments scrolling down. Yes, I left those comments scrolling on purpose. Because as he's talking, literally, you can see people like, man, BG on live right now, man. You capping. So, I had to leave.
So that has to be a hard thing to realize. If you're talking about somebody being locked up and you on a live talking about somebody being locked up and then they go live showing that they're not locked up would probably discredit a lot of what you're saying for sure.
That in there, man, just to show y'all that people are not fooled by this, but at the same time, I enjoy bringing y'all this content and this factual information, So with that being said, I'm not sure if BG was arrested or not. There is footage of him in the club. There is footage of his car allegedly surrounded by police. I think somebody sent that to the cop calling Crip, and he just decided to make his own story and narrative. Now, he would go further in that video detailing BG allegedly having a drug addiction and all of this stuff. That's really not his business, but it's even more disrespectful to go into this detail when you don't even actually have the facts. But y'all know I like to do the legal standpoint of things, talk about paperwork, crimes, cases, how much it actually carry. That's my lane, right? If you look at this Louisiana law for possession, says possession of a Schedule II controlled dangerous substance in Louisiana is a serious criminal offense, typically prosecuted as a felony under Louisiana Revised Statute 40967. Schedule II substances include high abuse potential substances such as cocaine, Let's stop right there because that's at the top of the list. In Louisiana, if you are caught with 2 grams or less, if I'm not mistaken, it's going to come up on the screen here, but if you caught with 2 grams or less, I believe the penalty is up to 2 years. So
you got to remember too, Louisiana is a very, very, very heavily penitentiary influenced state. So when it comes to Louisiana, you got to pay attention to the different type of laws and the different type of situations because a little bit of drugs can get you a lot of time in that jail system.
The max you looking at is 2 years. If you caught with 2 to 28 grams, which is like a 1/16 to an ounce, basically, you looking at up to 5 years, I believe. It's going to pop up on the screen. Here you go right here. Penalties are largely determined by the weight of the substance possessed. So let's clear that up. It's not about he just got off federal parole, all of that. The severity of your charge depends on the weight. So not more than 2 grams, not more than 2 years for less than 2 grams. Imprisonment with or without hard labor for not more than 2 years. Okay, so I was right about that. Less than 2 grams can get you up to 2 years. If you have 2 grams or more, but less than 28, which I said a 1/16 to an ounce, I know my stuff just a little bit. I be knowing what I'm talking about. Imprisonment with or without hard labor for no less than 1 year and no more than 5. So he's looking at a 1 to 5 if he had a 1/16 to an ounce. I don't believe BG. If this actually happened, I can't see him riding around with more than an ounce in his car. It don't make sense to me. You know, he ain't Tony Montana. He ain't out here just floating, living off this shit. But
so now we're kind of wondering, is BG actually locked up? Because Seti Nash was going real crazy on this content saying that BG was locked up and BG had been arrested in Louisiana. But I'm not sure if that's 100% true because we're listening to Byron Blake and it seems like he's giving us a different tale of the tale. But we're going to give you guys a couple more minutes of this before we get up out of here.
Now let's get to the whole 5 to 10 and the boot. I know the boot like the back of my hand. If you really knew the boot like the back of your hand, you would know that a previous conviction can typically only be used to enhance a new charge if less than 2 years have passed since the completion of the probation or sentence. So the only crimes that could be used to enhance him are crimes that he has just, like his federal parole could be used as an enhancement because he just finishing parole this year. All of the rest of that stuff is off the table. Now, this is where it get crazy at because technically, legally, a firearms conviction, which you went to the feds for, would not be considered a subsequent conviction for drugs. You see what I'm saying? When they say
now that makes sense because a situation of a drug case wouldn't tie into a situation of a firearm case. Those are 2 different categories. Now they're both for crimes, but these are different type of felonies. A drug felony plus the possession of a weapons felony, which all would be 2 different things. And you want to add in maybe some kind of physical assault would be a violent felony, and those would be 3 different things. So I could definitely see that. But with that all being said, man, it doesn't look like BG is going through whatever, but we're going to go ahead and let y'all catch the rest of this on Byron Blake's show. You know what? It's only 5 more minutes left. Let's see what Byron Blake's talking
about. Second offense, they usually mean a second offense at that statute, not just, oh, you broke the law doing this, now you broke the law doing that. We're going to give you a steeper penalty for these drugs because you got caught with a gun before. It go like that sometimes, but for the most part, second or subsequent offenses that are used to enhance crimes are usually the same type of crime. You know, they not going to enhance a drug crime because you got caught a burglary charge before. It's possible, but that's not how the system works, you know, because catching a burglary charge, then catching a drug case, 2 different things. They can't say you are a habitual drug offender because you caught a burglary charge before. It's kind of like the Armed Habitual Criminal Act in Illinois. You know, you catch a gun case, They can't hit you with an armed habitual criminal because you caught a fucking drug case back in 2005. You know, it don't work like that. But yeah, people are so caught up on being the first person to bring y'all stuff that they don't even listen. Seti said in the video that the agency he was arrested by has their own jail, so you're not going to see BG pop up on nothing until tomorrow. If he hasn't popped up on anything, if you have not seen any charges, how the hell are you talking about how much time he facing? He haven't even been charged.
Yeah, so that's that, man. It looks like Byron Blake is pretty much kind of debunked Seti Nash's story. I'm not really sure what him and Seti Nash got going on, but I know it's a beef there. With that all being said, man, we're going to get out of here to the next one. Red dots to the left. You know the rest. We are. Go.
Apollo Texas. It's dangerous. You can't come outside when it's dangerous. Work all in the floorboard. Tell the ops, check the scoreboard. You can't come outside when it's dangerous. And if you shoot, you ain't miss. A nigga ball like game 6. A nigga ball like game 6.
You can't come outside when it's dangerous. Gotta get the blicky when it's dangerous. Young niggas, we didn't get from Nathan. Thought we would stop, we just can't quit. Thought we would stop, we just can't quit. Water like us niggas up in game 6. Missy with the bullshit, you can save it. Water like us niggas up in game 6.
Game 60 bands on my neck when I got it on me. And I remember I was broke, I never let him hold me. Final seconds with my back against the wall. 81 point strong with this K, I call it Kobe. Running through this lettuce, nothing you can tell it. Gotta watch my back, I know that they get jealous. Real shit, I got rich, ain't gotta embellish. Real life made men, they call us good fellas. And I ain't got anxiety, I know it's intuition. May never love a bitch, but I for sure play my position. I know the streets talking, I'm cracking, so I ain't tripping. I said I play for keeps, but I guess them niggas ain't listening. Sick like Jordan, call it game 6. Shoot like Curry and I can't miss. Nah, you can't come outside when it's dangerous. You niggas never outside when it's never outside, nigga.
You can't come outside when it's dangerous. Gotta get the blicky when it's dangerous. Young niggas, we didn't get from Nathan. Thought we would stop, we just can't quit. Thought we would stop, we just can't quit. Water like us niggas up in game 6. Missy with the bullshit, you can save it. Water like us niggas up in game 6.
I've been winning, tell my ops check the scoreboard. Money in the attic, work all in the floorboards. Late night, that's the life that we pray for. Overtime with the pack is what we in the game for. Put myself in the game and everything is just a memory. Made a couple plays for the pain, not an enemy. Gotta watch my friends more, I gotta watch the enemies. Friends is hella fake, I know what enemies intentions. I let it go until it click if I'm aiming. Started staying safe and ended up staying dangerous. Game on the line, see the pressure I can take. Hall of Fame shit, so if it's mine, I'ma take. Niggas sick like Jordan, call it game 6. Niggas shoot like Curry and I can't miss. Niggas never outside when it's dangerous. You niggas never outside when it's dangerous.
You can't come outside when it's dangerous. Gotta get the blicky when it's dangerous. Young niggas, we didn't get from Nathan. Thought we would stop, we just can't quit. Thought we would stop, we just can't quit. Water like us niggas up in game 6. Missy with the bullshit, you can save it. Water like us niggas up in game 6. You can't come outside when it's dangerous. Gotta get the blicky when it's dangerous. Young niggas, we didn't get from Nathan. Thought we would stop, we just can't quit. Thought we would stop, we just can't quit. Water like us niggas up in game 6. Missy with the bullshit, you can save it. Water like us niggas up in game 6.
Safe like Jordan, call it game 6. Shoot like Curry and I can't miss. You niggas never outside when it's dangerous. You niggas always inside when it's dangerous. Shoot like Curry and I can't miss. Niggas sick like Jordan, call it game 6. Niggas never outside when it's dangerous.